Yeah, I think so.
Hi everyone, it's Tera Maxwell from TeraMaxwell.com. I'll give you a chance to get on. I have an announcement to make about my coming out. And even as I share this, I'm feeling a little nervous. I could feel my heart beating really hard. So, but I'm really excited to share this with you. You may have noticed that I have an appendage that I just acquired a little bit early for Christmas. You guys got to check this out, okay? Before I make that announcement, I'll show it to you. Except for I just lost my tail. Okay. So I wanted to share with you all about my coming out. My coming out as a mermaid, really connecting to this mermaid archetype. Now some of you guys might already know this. You're like, yes, I already get this. I'm a surfer, I'm a dive master, I'm a certified cave diver, and the water's been always really important to connection. And so you see me like, we talk a lot about, we're living here in Costa Rica, and we're living our dream. And the thing is, if some of you are watching this right now, it wasn't always this way for us. I can remember, I want to share with you kind of my mermaid journey, and maybe you'll connect with this yourself, especially if you're watching this and you know you have a big dream. Maybe you have a project that you have to get out, or there's a book, or you're really wanting to grow your business, or you knew that you used to be really playful and have a lot of fun, and then somehow you get in the business of mothering and work and relationship, and then you find that you lost a part of yourself. And so that was very much my story. I can remember when I was 25 years old, I was not living my dream, and I was not living up to my potential. In fact, when in my 20s, what I believed.
I think it's not on.
I don't think it is on. So I think it would show up here.
It says streaming to Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it on? Let's see. Can you guys see me? Go ahead and post it. I'm not seeing anything here though. Maybe it has to be published or something first. I can't. It's hard for me to see. Wait a second. AJ is helping me with this right now. This is like our first try of doing a mermaid share.
Oh, it's someone saying your video is on.
Okay, awesome. Good to know. Okay, so this is the thing. So when I was 25, I wasn't living my potential. In fact, in my 20s and what I was taught, and maybe some of you women can really relate, I believed when I was a girl that my power was in my beauty. That was really one of the only things that really mattered. And that was the way to get what I wanted. That was really what counted. And so I had really low self-esteem. I mean, it probably didn't look like it because I was like, I lived in San Francisco at the time. I had a really a rich boyfriend, a sugar daddy. He was in the mafia. And that's like, I thought I needed to be provided for. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't trust myself. I didn't know that I could actually connect to my gifts and talents and share them with the world and create abundance. So I sold out. And I went for, just trying to take care of myself. And so I had the sugar daddy, and I was also addicted to cocaine and methamphetamines. And so it was a very worldly lifestyle, lots of parties and traveling around the world, and I was pretty much on empty. Not much soul there, not much joy. And the other thing is, in my 20s, I knew I was smart. I was a straight A student before I kind of went downhill with a lot of choices that I made. And I wanted to be a scholar. I loved academia. I loved books. And I wasn't doing that. And so what happened for me that was kind of probably my first, I didn't know it at the time because there was so much other clutter in my life, but I think that was like my first step into personal transformation. I was in Tahiti with my boyfriend, and I ended up scuba diving for the first time, and I became passionate about scuba diving until I became a dive master, and then I ended up getting all my equipment and driving down from San Francisco down past Cancun down to Acapulco, Mexico, where I certified as a cave diver, and I took people in the cenotes. I was a cave guide there. And the thing about this, like, how does this connect to being a mermaid? It was in the water that I felt connected. It was in the breath, because I would go down deep, and I used to love to dive deep, or dive into these cenotes, and I'd go in 1 hour, 2 hours into these cenotes. It's an underwater cave system where the water is so pristine that you forget you're in the water. In fact, one of my friends, Daniel Raphael, he was joking with me, and he's like, "No, you forgot you're in the water just because you're a mermaid." So and it was there that I got clarity, that I felt for the first time in my life, I felt peace. Now, it didn't pan out in other areas of my life. When I go back up to the surface, my life was still a mess. Because of the choices I was making. But when I was scuba diving and when I was cave diving, I felt peace. I knew how to regulate my breath and just that in and out, and just be present. So I have this real deep connection with water. And it was there when I was down in Acapulco. I was there for about 4 months, working as a cave guide. And that's where I ended up taking the leap. I ended up, when I decided to not stay in Mexico, and eventually I went back to school and went on to get my master's, my Ph.D., and started to change my life over. Gave up drugs and alcohol, and started to change my life. And so I'm sharing this because the thing is that many of you are watching this right now and you're disconnected. You're not connected to your higher self, however you want to, your higher self, your soul, that part of you that divine being inside of you that has eternal wisdom, that knows exactly why you are here in your life, and has the blueprint on how you can take your desires and bring them into physical reality. And so often if you're watching this, maybe you're building your business, maybe you have a project that you keep on talking about, birthing, and it's still not happening, or there's a book that you've been sharing that you want to get out into the world. Whatever it is, and the thing is are you doing it now? Are you birthing that? What happens, and I see this with so many women, is that you're disconnected, you don't believe in yourself, you don't trust yourself. Perhaps you're not really following through on your commitments because you're putting other people's needs, and I know they're great when we have kids and people we love, but all these other people's needs before your own. And when we do that, we end up losing ourselves, and we end up losing our soul. And so I'm really been connecting to my mermaid, and I'm inviting you to connect to your inner mermaid too, because the mermaid is not a victim. The mermaid's not a martyr, and that's something that has been sort of glorified in our society around motherhood and self-sacrifice and not to be selfish. A mermaid is unabashedly, splendidly just embodied grace and beauty, joy, sensuality. It's a mermaid is all of these things. And if you're watching this right now, and I've shared with you about this this desire I have for you and for all of us to be connected, because this is the source, the true source of affluence when we are connected. So if you're watching this right now, I want to see you. Go ahead and comment below, I am connected. I am connected, because that is the beginning of it all, is really declaring that and tapping into that connection. This is how we create abundance, through connection. In fact, earlier today, when I go surfing, it's a meditation. I sit on this board and I'm connected to the water. I'm connected to the ocean and the sun, the wind. And that's how we generate. You have the power to generate abundance. And it starts first with that connection out of your head. I spent a lot of time in academia, a lot of time in my head. The head was the source of all my problems. Is that true for you too? Your head is the source of all your challenges. And so here's the thing. I can kind of hear that. He's over here in the corner there. Say hi. So here's the thing. I have this very exciting offer to share with you, and it's not for anyone. It's not for everyone, and it's really for only a few, 3 to be exact, special souls who are ready to reclaim, and this is you, are ready to reclaim your inner mermaid, who are ready to rebirth yourself, who are ready to take that leap into total transformation. And so I have an invitation. We're inviting you to come and spend 1 month with me and my husband and mermaid keeper, AJ, in Costa Rica. It's a total reset. And I'm doing that because I know, like, when I went to Mexico and I did that, and I left the matrix, I left my life, I was able to gain clarity, and it was the beginning of that transformation. So sometimes we need to get out of the world before we can go back in the world. And where we live, it's not the matrix. And so here in Costa Rica, it would be a 1 month where you'd have 2 VIP days with me, where we dive in to birth your vision, connecting and tuning into your signature affluence frequency. That frequency, when you don't have, what happens is, a lot of times when we're trying to get results with whatever you're doing in business, in sales, or whatever, often your frequency is off. They're static. And so you're not getting the results. But when you clear that up, my gift is holding a very particular frequency. It's like I'm a catalyst, I'm a battery charger, till you can hold that for yourself. So coming and spending for 2 VIP days, staying at a lovely casita for a month that we cover, surfing lessons with an amazing surf coach who's also out of the matrix, and we'll take you some really amazing surf spots where you will, whether you're a beginner, you'll go from beginner to intermediate, and if you're an intermediate surfer, from intermediate to more intermediate or advanced. So surfing lessons, weekly massage. We'll go on a week-long Pipa fast, which is with coconut water, to reset your body. A plant medicine journey with me and AJ, and if you're not ready to do plant medicine, we can do also some very powerful breath work for you. All of this is designed for you to connect to your higher self, because when you're connected to higher self, you have the answers. And what I'm obsessed with is accelerating results. It's kind of like with this tail here. So we have this tail now. You know, when we're swimming in the water by yourselves, we're kind of like flopping along, unless you're like a really good swimmer. I was also a swim team. But when you have something like a tail, you have momentum. And so it's coming here to Costa Rica and getting that momentum, having that total reset. My genius is identifying and releasing the blocks, letting go of the ego, the parts of you, the things that keep you in your head, so that you drop into your heart. And there's I think I said that, the weekly massage, and then two sessions a week with me. And so it's going to give you that support, and accountability, releasing whatever triggers. We can use it to dive deep in your business and in your messaging, in your marketing, in your book. I also have did I tell you I have a Ph.D. in English? So whatever it is that you need in support to take who you are now to amplify your being, because I know that you have a greater purpose, and I know that when you step fully into it, you are unstoppable. So it's taking a month, leaving behind your life for a month to have a total reset, a total rebirthing to reclaim your inner mermaid. The inner mermaid is fun. The inner mermaid has joy, knows how to play, laugh, knows how to make love, knows how to be irresistible. And it's really tapping into that sexual energy that will also, you learn how to create with that. So I know this isn't for everyone, only for a select few. If you're feeling that call in your heart, then go ahead and PM me, and I'll share with you how to apply. We'll see if it's a good fit. And we'll spend the month together. It's a mermaid rebirthing. I will be your midwife. And okay, I gotta show you guys this. And remember, my trainer John's here, so I gotta go. Remember, you absolutely can live your dream now. It takes stepping into it. It takes taking massive leaps. And a reset, coming here to Costa Rica, would be a massive leap for you to step into your higher self and to step into your vision this year. Sending you all so much love and Pura Vida from here in Costa Rica. I'm done, John. Except I gotta get the clothes on. Oh wait, yeah. You know what? I think I have to get some clothes on first.
You need to get, well, let me stop this video.
Oh, stop. I will not disrobe on Facebook. Then they'll probably outlaw me.
How do you
You just turn it off.
how?
Let me give it to me. Let's see. Okay, so you guys are going to see the uncut version. And we actually have our computer here. Let's see. How do we turn this off? I think it is off.
I don't think so.
Let's see here. Oh, yep. Okay, guys. All right, slide this off. There we go.